Subscribe, like, share, and comment on what you want me to do next. Your support helps the channel grow and allows more deep football stories like this one. Lamine Yamal vs Lionel Messi. Can Barcelona's new Wonderkid reach the GOAT's level? The stadium lights shimmered across the pitch as if they understood the importance of the night. Every seat was filled, every camera pointed toward the same patch of grass, and every conversation in the stands circled around one question: could the young prodigy truly stand on the same stage as the legend? On one side of the pitch stood the teenager whose rise had electrified the football world, Lamine Yamal. On the other side stood the man whose name had defined a generation of football brilliance, Lionel Messi. It was not merely a match between two players, it was a meeting of two eras, a moment where past greatness and future potential collided under the roaring lights of a packed stadium. As the referee blew the whistle to begin the match, the sound of the crowd surged like an ocean wave crashing against the walls of the stadium. Barcelona's players moved into formation, passing the ball calmly through midfield as they tried to control the early rhythm. Messi drifted into space the way he had done for years, almost invisible to defenders until suddenly the ball would appear at his feet and the game would transform in an instant. Yamal, meanwhile, stayed wide on the flank, his young legs bouncing with energy, his eyes scanning every inch of the field with a mixture of excitement and determination. In the opening minutes, the ball found Messi first. With a gentle touch, he controlled it as if the ball had always belonged to him. A defender rushed forward, but Messi shifted his weight, glided past him, and continued his run with the calm elegance that had made fans around the world fall in love with his game. The crowd gasped as he threaded a delicate pass through two defenders, creating a sudden attacking opportunity. It was the kind of moment that reminded everyone watching why Messi's reputation as one of football's greatest creators had never faded. Yet the night was not meant to belong to only one player. A few minutes later, Barcelona recovered the ball in midfield and quickly switched play toward the wing where Yamal waited. When the pass reached him, he controlled it with confidence beyond his years. The defender closing him down expected hesitation, but Yamal instead accelerated instantly, pushing the ball forward with fearless intent. The burst of speed caught the defender off guard, and suddenly the teenager was racing down the sideline, the crowd rising to their feet as they sensed something exciting unfolding. The cross he delivered into the penalty area curved dangerously toward the goal, forcing the goalkeeper to react quickly and push it away. The chance didn't result in a goal, but the reaction from the crowd said everything. They had just witnessed a glimpse of the fearless creativity that had made Yamal one of the most talked about young players in football. The game continued with a tempo that kept fans leaning forward in their seats. Messi orchestrated attacks with subtle movements and quick passes that opened spaces where none seemed to exist. Yamal attacked the wings with direct runs and daring dribbles that challenged defenders again and again. Their styles were different, but their shared brilliance created a fascinating rhythm within the match. Midway through the first half, Messi produced a moment that only he could create. Collecting the ball near the center circle, he turned away from pressure and began moving toward the penalty area. One defender stepped forward, then another, but Messi slipped between them with a sequence of touches so precise that the defenders looked as if they were chasing shadows. The crowd rose in anticipation as he approached the edge of the box. With a quick glance at the goalkeeper's position, he curled a shot toward the far corner. The ball bent beautifully through the air before striking the inside of the post and bouncing into the net. The stadium erupted in celebration as Messi raised his arms calmly, acknowledging the roar of admiration from the fans. But the match was far from decided. The goal only intensified the atmosphere, and Barcelona responded with renewed determination. Yamal began to demand the ball more frequently, eager to prove that he belonged in moments like these. Each time he received possession, the defenders reacted nervously, unsure whether he would cut inside, sprint past them, or deliver another dangerous cross. Late in the first half, Yamal found himself facing two defenders near the edge of the penalty area. Instead of passing, he chose to attack. With a quick step over and a sudden change of direction, he slipped between them, drawing a collective gasp from the crowd. The space opened just long enough for him to shoot. His strike flew toward the top corner, forcing the goalkeeper to leap desperately and push the ball over the bar. The attempt didn't equalize the score, but it ignited the crowd's belief that the teenager was ready for the biggest stage. When the second half began, the intensity increased immediately. Messi continued to glide through midfield with effortless control, guiding his teammates into dangerous positions. Yamal remained fearless, attacking defenders repeatedly and showing flashes of brilliance that reminded everyone why so many believed he could become the next great Barcelona superstar. The defining moment of the match arrived midway through the second half. Barcelona launched a swift counterattack, moving the ball forward with urgency. A pass from midfield found Yamal on the wing. Without hesitation, he sprinted forward, leaving one defender behind before cutting toward the center of the field. As he approached the penalty area, Messi appeared beside him, perfectly positioned for a pass. For a split second, the entire stadium seemed to hold its breath. Yamal slid the ball toward Messi, who returned it instantly with a delicate flick that split the defense. The move was so quick, so perfectly timed, that the defenders were left helpless. Yamal burst through the gap and struck the ball toward goal. The shot rocketed past the goalkeeper and into the net. The stadium exploded with noise. Players rushed toward the young winger, lifting him into the air as fans chanted his name. For Yamal, it was more than a goal. It was a declaration that he belonged among football's brightest talents. The remainder of the match became a thrilling battle of skill and determination. Messi continued to weave through defenders and create chances, while Yamal attacked relentlessly with youthful energy. The contrast between them made the game unforgettable. One player representing years of mastery, the other representing the limitless possibilities of youth. As the final minutes ticked away, the score remained tied. Both teams pushed for a winner, but the defenses held firm. When the referee finally blew the whistle, the stadium responded with thunderous applause. The match had not delivered a clear winner between the two stars, but it had delivered something perhaps even more meaningful. Fans had witnessed the meeting of two extraordinary talents. Messi walked across the field and exchanged a brief handshake with Yamal. The moment was quiet compared to the chaos of the game, but it carried enormous symbolism. It was as if the past and the future of Barcelona had acknowledged each other. Messi's legacy was already secure. Years of breathtaking goals, unforgettable assists, and countless victories had established him as one of football's greatest players. Yamal's journey was only beginning. The question lingering in the minds of fans leaving the stadium that night was simple yet profound. Could the young prodigy one day reach the same heights as the legend he had just shared the field with? No one knew the answer yet. But after witnessing the fearless runs, the dazzling dribbles, and the goal that shook the stadium, many believed that the possibility was real. Football had once again reminded the world why it remains the most captivating sport on earth. Because sometimes, under bright stadium lights and roaring crowds, the game offers a glimpse of the future while honoring the greatness of the past.